as we near the end of our time with the jungle, we would be remiss indeed if we were to neglect Chicago's greatest contribution to the world of processed meat. That is, the Chicago-style hot dog. Unfortunately, Upton Sinclair did not encounter this style of hot dog, for it had not yet been developed when he was preparing his manuscripts for the jungle. If he had tasted this delectable meal, more than likely he would have taken a much more cheerful view of capitalism around the turn of the century. However, to prevent you from falling headlong into a desperate embrace of socialism, we will teach you how to create this most excellent meal, the Chicago-style hot dog. Our journey begins as we boil our hot dogs. Chicago-style hot dogs are usually not grilled, and boiling gives their skin a nice snap, as they say in Chicago. When they're ready, we'll pull those out. And finally, we're going to steam the bun just a little bit to make it a little bit softer and help it to stick to the other ingredients. It is said that to make a Chicago dog, you drag it through the garden because of all the vegetables. So first we'll start with our bun, which has been slightly steamed to make it nice and sticky, one of the characteristics of a Chicago dog. Then we will add our freshly boiled hot dog. I'm using all beef hot dogs. They are the traditional style. If you can get all beef hot dogs with natural casings, that's even better. So there's probably differences of opinion on what order you like to add things, but the first thing I like to do is the pickle, because it is the largest item. So you're going to use a large slice of pickle, and that guy's just going to nestle right next to the warm hot dog. After that, the next largest item, I like to put in the tomatoes, flanking the hot dog on the other side, creating a delicious color contrast to offset the tomato. And then next, I like to stick in the sport peppers. So these are sport peppers. A lot of people might not be as familiar with these outside of the Chicago area. They've got a nice crispiness to them and plenty of spicy zip. And depending on how spicy you want your hot dog, you can add 2 or 3. I like 3. After we add these major components, we're going to go ahead and stick in our relish. Now, proper Chicago-style relish is this rich neon green, a color unknown to nature, but popular in Chicago. And you can decide based on personal preference how much you like. There's no ketchup in a proper Chicago hot dog. That sweet, sour flavor is derived entirely from the relish. Next, we will add just a little bit of chopped onion. This adds a little more zip, a little bit more crunch, and again, you can do that a little bit to taste. Next, we're going to add just regular plain mustard. Nothing fancy, regular plain mustard is preferred, balancing out the sweetness that we just added with our relish. Next, we'll add a little bit of celery salt, not too much, just enough to give it a little bit more depth of flavor and draw out some of the sweeter tones. If your bun did not have poppy seeds on it, as mine did not, we'll add just a few of those to add that final element. All right, and at this point we have our completed, delicious Chicago-style hot dog. Dragged through the garden, well calculated to stave off both hunger and socialism. Go ahead. What is your question? That's a good question. The relish I got online. Vienna makes a good version of it. And the sport peppers I actually found down in the Strip District. So if you're in Western PA, that's a good place to look. If you don't have these, just substitute something else you enjoy. Penny, you wouldn't become a socialist, would you? No. because I'm going to let you have this hot dog. Yum. Eat your heart out, Upton Sinclair.